Hey, Bob the BA, and it's time for our next secret word. The secret word for this episode is hospice. That would be like the worst secret word ever. So here's the thing: hospice is a word for many people that trudges up negativity and they envision something that it's not. I mean, most people, and I shouldn't say most people, I don't know this for a fact. I don't know if it's most people. I just know a lot of people I've talked to have had similar experiences, and it's the way I felt. And it does come from a lack of education, but based on who we were brought up and things we've experienced, hospice to us means a place where people go to die alone. You know, a place of care, yes, but it's somewhere that's not home. And so that's kind of traumatic. And so when the oncologist called up and said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about, quality of life, specifically cannabis and hospice," I'm like, "Whoa." And pretty much the first words out of my mouth when we talked about hospice, I said, "We made the decision. I'm staying at home. I'm not going anywhere." And it's good to know that I have someone that cares enough about me that's willing to do that. Stay put. We'll figure it out. But that is not what it is. And so it's really easy to let our bias or, things we've learned in life to get out of control and assume it's one thing when it's something else. So let's come to 2020. Hospice is not a place. Hospice is a concept of quality of life. So modern day hospice is actually access to a 24/7 nurse line and connection to your oncologist and nurses that can help you at any time. And it's not just the physical, it's the mental, it's the spiritual, financial, considerations. There's all sorts of things that are wrapped up into it. And once I started, wrapping my brain around that, I said, okay, that makes sense. It's about a group of people that really care about your well being and they want to make your life as comfortable as possible as you get closer to that magic moment. And I wasn't ready for that conversation. I was ready for the conversation on cannabis. I was ready for the conversation to say, I'll give my data. I'll be a part of a data gathering, point of view. I'm ready to see if it stays off that, but I wasn't really ready to talk about, what's happening there. And that again was a lot of bias that was coming into it. And he said, a lot of people wish they'd go into the hospice mentality sooner rather than wait till the last few weeks because it's not just about the last few weeks, it's about your overall mental health and well being that can be course corrected. Now, on one hand, I could go, well, I live very positively and I've found a great way through this so far. And maybe my experience has made me a little stronger and I don't need that. But I think those are sometimes, maybe overestimated what we're capable of. And I shouldn't underestimate the help that I may need that could make my life even better. So we had a long talk about all the benefits of hospice, and they've started the process of connecting people. And we're going to have that discussion in 3 weeks. I need 3 weeks to keep wrapping my brain around this, to disassociate myself with this idea that it's somewhere I go to die. Because I'm too far away from that. I'm not thinking in those terms even remotely. Even if my health turned dramatically tomorrow, I'm not thinking that way. That is not an option. But I have to start thinking about, could they help me through additional things? And you know what? There's been several of you that have reached out that have experience in this stuff, and it's been so heartwarming that you have offered up help. And I may take advantage of that someday. Never underestimate the power of friends and colleagues and family and loved ones that do want to help. But I still need some time. My brain has to kind of absorb this. It seems like a no brainer, but at the same time, it feels like it's too much accepting of a specific pathway. And I need to disassociate with myself and to say it's a temporary pathway or a temporary assistance on a path that I don't know where it's going to go, so that it doesn't feel like it's just one solution, one ending point. Because I refuse to believe that. I think there's too much to explore. And you know what? There's too much to say and do. So I accept the concept that hospice is not a place, it's a concept about well being and care and, all of that stuff. But I still have to wrap my brain around how I'm going to use it and what it means to me. So I'm going to do some thinking on that over the next few weeks. And I'm sure at some point I'll come back and let you know how it's going. In the meantime, thank you for your support. You guys are awesome.